Hey swim yogis, this is Jeff Grace from Swimming Specific Yoga. If you haven't already, remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel so you can be updated on the new content that we're publishing every Wednesday. Also, visit our website, swimmingspacificyoga.com. What I'm gonna go over with you in this video are a few of my favorite poses to really address recovery. These poses and the way we use our breath in these poses has the intention of engaging the parasympathetic nervous system, the side of our nervous system that's responsible for recovery and regeneration. So these poses are going to be a little bit more gentle to give you the opportunity and to give you the time to really relax into them, to allow yourself to let go, allow the body to relax, and allow the mind to relax as well. One of the keys, if not the biggest keys for all of these poses, is the breath. And the breath we're going to use today is a three-part breath. So first element of the three-part breath is breathing in and out of the nose. So the speed of the breath slows and the air is cleaned as it enters into the body. Then the three parts of the breath are the stomach, the ribs, and the chest. So to feel this, place one hand on the stomach, one hand on the chest. Exhale all the air out of your lungs. And then inhaling through the nose, feel the stomach fill, the ribs widen, the chest rise. Then on the exhale, the chest fall, the ribs narrow, the stomach empty. Just going through that a few times, progressively, gradually feeling the body expand a little bit more on every inhale, and having the exhales just a little bit longer than the inhales, so it allows the parasympathetic nervous system to activate a little bit more efficiently. As you do that, start to allow your attention to settle onto the breath. So what you're doing now is building your awareness of the present moment. What you want to see if you can do is just start to allow the thoughts that come into your mind, those thoughts may take your attention away from the moment, just to leave the mind without stealing your attention. Now, if they do, which they most likely will, simply notice that. Know that that's all part of this process and return your attention back to your breath. Few things that we're going to use for these poses I brought out are some yoga props. Now, don't worry if you don't have these. There are different substitutes I'll tell you can use. The first is a bolster. Now, substitution for this would be some cushions, maybe some pillows. Then we have a smaller foam cushion. Instead of this smaller foam block, you can just simply use a cushion. And then we have a larger yoga block. What you can use in place of this is a textbook. The first pose that we're going to do is really opening up through the front of the body, also bringing some mobility through your thoracic spine, so the mid-spine. We're going to use our bolster. Now for this pose, you can also use a half foam roller as a replacement for the bolster. Place a bolster across the width of the mat, and then we're going to use our larger block. That's going to be to rest our head on. So just place that at the top of the mat. Now, you're going to come onto your back with the bolster underneath the shoulder blades. Coming onto your back, place the head onto the block so the neck isn't strained at all. And then bring the arms above the bolster so the arms relax onto the ground with the palms up. You want to make sure that bolster is at the armpits. You don't want to rest the arms onto the bolster. Then you can have the feet flat on the ground, hip distance apart. If you want to open up through the hips here, you can always bring soles of the feet together, knees out wide in an external rotation in a reclined butterfly pose. You can have the soles of the feet flat on the ground, mat distance apart, and just allow the knees to drop in against each other in an internal rotation. Or you can extend the legs long on the ground. Now, to come out of this pose, you're in a back bend, so you don't want to sit up right away. So now, however you have your feet, just bring soles of the feet flat on the ground, hip distance apart. Roll on to one side of the body, and then just gently press yourself up to a seated position. The next pose we're going to do is a child's pose. So we're relaxing through the hips, allowing the seat to come down towards the heels. We're also allowing the upper body to relax. I'm going to show you a variation here as well where you can stretch into the lats a little bit, coming into the back. Now, you're going to start kneeling with the top of the feet on the ground. You can always bring padding under the legs if you're a little bit sensitive with the knees or the legs on the ground. The top of the feet are down, big toes together, knees out wide. Now, if this is too much for the hips, you can always bring the knees in towards each other. The seat is right back towards the heels. You fold forward at your hips, bringing your head down onto the mat. So our first variation of our relaxed child's pose or passive child's pose is just with the arms out front with the elbows bent. Allowing the body to relax, upper body to relax, and the seat to feel as if it's becoming heavier towards the heels. Now you can also bend the elbows enough that you stack the hands and place your forehead onto the top hand. You can bring the arms to the sides of the body with the hands by the hips. Now these are all variations, finding one that you can allow yourself to relax in. The next variation, a very restorative one, where you use a bolster. You just place the bolster in between the knees, fold forward onto the bolster, and rest on to one cheek or the other, keeping the arms relaxed and just allowing the bolster to support you. Or you can come into a more active child's pose, where you come down the same way we did for our first variation, but you walk your fingertips forward, so you lengthen through the arms. In turn, you want to find a stretch through the back. But don't have that stretch being too intense because you want to allow yourself to relax into this pose. Our next pose is a gentle inversion. Okay, so this is just legs up the wall. This really allows the legs to relax. It has the fluids in the body just flowing in the opposite direction and can be just a great way to allow yourself to relax overall. So the way that I like to come into this is I bring one side of my hips right to the wall. And then, kind of like a 1980s breakdance move, swivel on my seat and then just bring the legs up onto the wall. If you want, you can always shimmy into the wall a little bit closer. And now here, don't extend those legs so much that you start to feel tension. Just allow the legs to be extended, but where you can still keep some relaxation. Also, you can have the hands to the side, arms to the sides of the body with the palms up, or maybe even have the arms out a little bit wider with the palms up to allow for some more release through the chest and shoulders. For our next pose, we're going to use a bolster and come into a gentle twist, which is also going to come into the hips a little bit. So we're going to use our bolster. Now, place that bolster just at the left hip. Have it coming straight out from the hip at a 90-degree angle. Now, on your seat, you're going to bring that left knee towards a 45-degree angle. Then, bring your right foot back behind you with the right knee towards a 90-degree angle with the foot just on, or the left foot just on the right thigh. Inhale, lengthen up through the body. And then on your exhale, just start to twist over towards a bolster, towards that left side, and then lower yourself down onto the bolster. And just placing one cheek or the other onto the bolster in this gentle twist. And allow yourself, just relax into it, and allow the bolster to support you. Stay in each of these poses for a minimum of 20 of those 3-part breaths, giving yourself the time just to relax and to release, to let go and sink into the poses. Now, if you're feeling really good in those poses and you want to stay longer and have the time to stay longer, do that. With each of these poses, I know it's going to really help you address that extremely important part of your training, your recovery. Once again, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Visit our website, and you can also sign up for our newsletter in the link below, where you'll get more information and tools to find out how yoga can help you enhance your swimming performance and your wellness.